Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Health here on Thrilling Thursday for the third video on Thrilling Thursday. Life's good, man. Life is good. Anyway, guys, bananas. $0.29 a pound. I'm not afraid of no stinking inflation. Bananas and rice. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. This comes from my pal Devin. How to get your family on board with this lifestyle. It's a tough one. And I'll tell you what, before I tell you my long story with my wife and whatnot, my daughter was easy. My wife and I ate this way. We brought her up from day one this way. Organic little baby food, the Gerber's stuff. Peas, carrots. She's the healthiest child on the planet. And by the time she got old enough to even know what meat was, when we walked by, a McDonald's at the mall or something, the smell would gross her out. She wouldn't go near it. It's easy. Now, my wife, a little bit different. Now, I will say, if everybody's not on board, it can get a little sticky. There's no way about it. No two ways about it. Not insurmountable, not a deal breaker if two people love each other and all that sort of stuff. But here's the deal. And this is the way I explained it to my wife before she was my wife. I said, if I am on one side of the couch eating a salad and you're on the other side of the couch eating pizza, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Now, I met my wife at my first teaching job. I took one look at her and fell head over heels, crazy, insanely in love with her when I first saw it. I was introduced to the school faculty. I came in October. And they just got the funding and everything for a new music program, and they brought me in with much ballyhoo, and they introduced me to parents and faculty and everything. So there's hundreds of people that knew me before I actually knew their name. Anyway, so I'm walking down the hall, and this vision is now I am very much involved with another woman at this time, okay? And this vision is walking the other way, my wife, not at the time, and I'm walking the other way, and she just stops and says, Ralph, my name is Christine, and welcome to PS 229, this is in Brooklyn, and I am in the room right down the hall from you, so if you need anything, let me know, and welcome aboard. And we walk off, and the minute she went this way and I went that way, I said right out loud, I'm in big trouble because I knew the relationship I was in was officially done. Officially done. But anyway, through the course of work, we were jousting with each other and doing the whole mating ritual and everything, and, without actually going out. And it wasn't until I came in October. I went in April, was our first date. And we knew each other quite well. And we knew that we got along very, very well. And I knew by certainly the second date, this was the girl for me. So we were at dinner once, and I said, look, I have to put my cards on the table. I said, this looks like this is going to go somewhere. Okay? But I adhere to a very, very strict diet, and it means a lot to me. It's not like I'm just trying to drop a few pounds before beach season or something like that. This is the way I live my life, and if you don't get on board at least to a certain amount, I said this is not going to work. And she was cool. She says, okay, tell me about it, and let me think. Well, it wasn't what I'm doing now. It was the Pritikin diet, which has a little more leeway. Along with it was definitely high carb, low fat. There's no question about that. And a a lot of grains, a lot of cereals, shredded wheat and everything for breakfast, and skim milk as opposed to soy milk and all that sort of stuff. A lot of pasta, a lot of breads, that type of thing. There was, you could do a 1/4 pound of meat, red meat a week, one serving of deep water fish, salmon, that type of thing. And it was not that bad. So she's listening to it. She says, that sounds fine. So she got on board with the Pritikin diet, and we had so much success with this. Both of us were that thin. About 24 years ago, I got in with Gary Null, okay, which was very anti-aging thing. And it was very much a Mediterranean thing, which gives you more use to the oils and all that sort of stuff, which was actually a lot easier to stay on than the Pritikin. And we were doing that for a while, and then I slowly morphed into veganism. Once I became aware that this was a significant global warming issue and everything, and ruining the environment and all that, I just went full vegan. Now, Pritikin and Gary Null are very, very close to vegan. And she doesn't, my wife, was not that much in love with a big slab of meat, that we couldn't very easily go vegan. Vegan, but we were doing things like, vegan meatballs and vegan processed food and all that sort of stuff. Now, since that time, we've both gotten off, even weaned it even more. And she eats, starts the day with a liter of juice, brings another liter of juice and some lemonade and a bunch of fruit and veggie sticks and everything to school, to work. And then when she comes home, that's where she deviates a little bit. She does do vegan processed food, tofu scrambles and Amy's and all this sort of stuff. And that to me is absolutely fine. That to me is absolutely fine. Now, my daughter is pretty much the same way. Fruits and veggies all day long. And and she will have rice, corn, peas, potatoes for dinner. And she will not eat as much of the processed food for dinner as my wife does. But to me, that's fine. Both of them never get sick. They look sensational. And I didn't have to beat up anybody, twist anybody's arm to do it. Okay? Your kids, I really believe that if that is all that is being served in the house, if this is what the husband and wife eat, the kids will eat it. The kids will eat it. Kids aren't going hungry. And the fact of the matter is, when you get your taste buds acclimated to it, it's very, very tasty. It's just very, very tasty. I mean, billions of Chinese people have done it, I mean, it can be absolutely done, but I understand completely. A lot of people don't want to hear about it, and if the spouse is not on board, that can make it tough. That can absolutely make it tough. I've been very, very lucky in that regard. And another thing, when my wife was pregnant with with Teresa, she was so maniacally adamant about the diet, and it didn't take me to get her that way either. And Teresa was just the healthiest thing in the whole world. I mean, she still is extremely healthy. And I was very, very lucky that way. What would I suggest if you guys are not on board? The only thing you can do is set an example. And when they're getting the flu and you're not, and when they're getting COVID and you're not, and when when you start beating them in the road races and everything. Now that's another thing. Kids, guys, any kid that wants to be an athlete, this will give them the biggest leg up on competition to get them on this diet and do some kettlebell. They'll be jumping over everybody's heads. They'll be the smartest kids in school. It's the way I'll do one coming up on bionic kids. All right? So I think that tells my story and how we got about it, how you can go about it. Once again, being a role model helps. Maybe coerce them into the spouse and the children into one meal a day of a mono meal, or just serve a lot of rice and potatoes. There's lots of healthy, delicious dishes using rice and potatoes, rice pasta. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go without being hardcore fruits and vegetables. So that is what I do. That is what I have done for the last long time, 50 years maybe. And life's good. All right, guys. Have a good day. Love you all.